Dr. Richard Amato, and welcome to episode 6, season 2 of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. Now, this is a really, really big day for those of you in Dental Practice Fixers land, which obviously you're in Dental Practice Fixers land if you're with us today. Those of you listening on iTunes and Spotify and Sketcher and Deezer, Dweezil, whatever you're listening on, you might not know this. But if you're watching on YouTube or some other video server, you can probably tell that this is our first live video podcast of the Dental Practice Fixers. We've been all audio up until now. Finally, episode 6, season 2. We're coming at you, and you can actually see us for better or worse. So I'm not sure if that's better or not, but as you can tell, we're actually in different locations today. So here I am over here, Dr. Richard Amato, and over there is my bro, my main man, my business partner, my cohort, Dr. David Amato. How's it going today, Dave?
What is going on? I'm feeling fantastic. And Rich, this is a monumental day in the Dental Practice Fixers podcast because I just want to make sure people understand we're keeping, it's still going to be available on iTunes and all of the audio podcast formats. We're not going anywhere, but we're adding another dimension. We've got a video channel set up. It's called the Dental Practice Fixers on YouTube. And you can actually watch us, for better or worse, I guess, watch us as we're doing this show. So feel free to go to the Dental Practice Fixers on YouTube. Just do a search for that. It'll come right up. And subscribe and make sure you enable notifications if you're watching us on YouTube. So then every time a new episode comes out, which is once a week, you'll get an actual notification. And please interact with us. I think YouTube is probably a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's easier to interact with us.
Interactive? Maybe it's more interactive. Is that the word you're looking for?
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
One.
So you can comment, you can like, we can comment back. It will feel definitely more interactive. So we're looking for this YouTube channel to really grow with some help from you, of course.
Now, Dave, before we go any further, I do want to point out that our lawyer, Shlomo Goldberg, pointed out that we do need to read something since we're going video, and that is that if you are enjoying the podcast while driving, we cannot be responsible for anybody watching video and getting into any kind of accident. So this whole disclaimer we have to send, courtesy of Shlomo Goldberg. So if you're driving, please do the audio only. But if you're sitting in your office, your home, you're on the treadmill, you're at the movies, wherever you are, you can watch this on your computer or any of your devices.
But they can still
iPad Pros.
But they can still, if let's say they're driving and they've got their iPad, iPod, ePod, whatever it might be. As long as they're not if they got the audio going on YouTube only, and as long as they give us their word they're not watching, I think we're okay. Our lawyer said it might be okay.
He only said you cannot utilize YouTube. Well, we'll leave that up. We'll leave that to the discretion of the listener. But
and what about Summerfield, the insurance guys? Are we insured just in case somebody tries to sue us for watching our?
It's funny that you said that because I contacted him yesterday and told him what we're doing, and he looked through the policy and he said, "Guess who doesn't have insurance?" So I guess we're not. So please be kind and rewind. Well, that was quite an intro. So again, we're still on audio if that's the way you want to enjoy it. But if you're really a glutton for punishment, you can watch us live. I'm on the East Coast today. Dave's in Mountain Time, but through the magic of electronic technology, here we are all together. So Dave, I understand that you've got a really crazy question today that someone submitted.
It's unbelievable. Should we get into it right now? Because
let's do it.
It's an incredible question. I think not only can we give a great answer to, I promise this listener that we give a great answer to, but
that's subjective. Great is subjective.
But we can expand on it, and I think everybody is gonna love this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the question. It's a little bit on the long side, so bear with me. I actually edited it down a little bit too, but edited it with my this point pen. So okay, here is how the question goes. Hello, Mato Brothers. I just left an office that is practicing insurance fraud. That's good enough already, isn't it?
Right on. Let's just say congratulations.
It gets better. They're cooking up a double set of records. One perio chart for the insurance company and one for the patient. Granted, the insurance companies are being more and more ridiculous about denying perio unless there is calculus visible on x-rays, so I get it. I'm kind of talking in her tone. But there are other cases where they say, well, if we add a few more millimeters here and a little mobility there, we can submit another quad or two for scaling and root planing. To make matters worse, the doctor tells the office manager to do whatever you need to do to get those treatment plans accepted. I don't want her to get in trouble. If caught, here's my question. If caught, is there any way that just the doc alone would be liable, or would the office manager be liable too? Name withheld by request.
Good move withholding your name. Let's just start with that. Now let me just get this straight.
Yeah. They're cooking up a double set of books here.
You know, we've been coaching for 30 years, and just when you thought you've heard it all, I've never heard this before. This is amazing. They are keeping an accurate record for their patient's treatment's sake, but then submitting a completely falsified record, an exaggerated record, in order to get insurance coverage. That's pretty much what's going on here.
Yes, yes.
And they add extra pocket depth and mobility. Now, they don't add any extra fremitus. We'll give them a little credit for that.
We don't know for sure. They might be adding fremitus. That wasn't really stated, so we don't know exactly.
My first comment is, will this doctor be comfortable being the prison dentist one day? Because that's where they're headed. Is this what you have to do to get a job as the prison dentist?
I mean, Rich, it's just an unbelievable story, and we could go off on so many tangents here, but maybe the first quick answer is the office manager liable also. I'm going to say yes. I mean, even though it's under the doctor's direction, she is falsifying records. That's illegal. So
it's illegal. Well, we're not attorneys. We're not attorneys.
Oh,
even though I
thought we were.
I sleep with an attorney every night, so maybe it's starting to rub off on me a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, your wife. That's right.
I'm going to say the office manager knows this is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and also, again, from what I've learned, the little bits of living with an attorney, there's an exact phrase which I can't recall, but it's something along the lines of, just because you don't know the law doesn't excuse you if you break the law.
That's very true.
You can't rob a bank and then go into court and say, well, I didn't know robbing a bank was illegal. And in this case, I'm not even sure how that applies, because the office manager knows this is illegal. They're complicit in insurance fraud. If I'm prosecuting on behalf of the insurance company, I'm going after everyone, especially the office manager who's making these notations. The office manager is falsely claiming and knowingly falsely claiming these records that are not true. What a bad situation. Congrats on quitting.
Yeah, well, the writer quit, but she's concerned about the office manager who's still there.
Right.
But Rich, we can also go off in a different direction, because first of all, we would never, ever, ever recommend doing anything illegal in dentistry or in our lives. So that goes without saying. I mean, falsifying records is illegal. But the other direction we can go on is the basic problem is they're having a big issue getting perio cases, scaling and root planing approved. So there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you something. I know for sure that if they just maybe submitted things a little bit differently to the insurance company, I mean, totally honestly, but let's say there's no real visible calculus on the radiographs, but let's say if they sent a narrative and said, you might not be able to see this on the radiographs, but there's a ton of inflammation. There's calculus that maybe can't be seen. There's mobility. This patient definitely needs scaling and root planing. This is what I'm recommending professionally. And I would even take it to the point where if the insurance company denied it, send another narrative and say, you are denying something that is absolutely medically necessary. If this patient gets upset or comes after somebody, you're going to be named in a lawsuit. You do not want to deny this claim because this patient needs this treatment. And I'll tell you something, I think the insurance company would reverse their decision very, very quickly. I
agree. Unless Sonny Lee is the insurance clerk, then they might not. Deny. But I was going to say a very similar thing. It's all in the narrative. Numbers are numbers. Narrative is narrative. The insurance person cannot see the case, and you've got to describe to them in detail. And this is the one time I love using dental lingo. I always say, and I know you agree, don't use dental lingo with patients. But with insurance people, I love to use dental lingo and make it sound very complicated. So I would describe in, as complex a way as you can. And how about some photographs? You're saying that the calculus is not visible in the radiographs. Send some photographs. Send some photographs of a perio probe with blood around it. I mean, just do whatever it takes to let them know that, yes, there is periodontal disease here. And as you said, I think it's great to see, and you're going to deny this patient treatment that's going to save their teeth? Are you willing to be responsible for that?
Right.
I don't know. It won't always work, but I love a good narrative.
Yeah, so I think the dental office is going about this totally the wrong way, trying to make things up and fudge things with a different set of records, as opposed to telling the truth and saying, this patient, look, I'm a doctor. You're an insurance person. I'm a doctor, and I'm telling you, this patient needs this treatment. If you're ready to deny this, you're going to face the consequences if it comes back to haunt. And I'd say 99% of the time, the insurance company will say, okay, you got me. Or
I give.
Right.
You know what's weird, Dave, is that so frequently we see practices through our coaching that are underdiagnosing and undertreating periodontal disease. I wonder if this office is actually overdiagnosing and overtreating periodontal disease. Getting perio claims approved, if you really do it right, is not all that difficult.
Agree.
Just my gut feeling is they may be pushing their perio cases for a little more than they actually are. Maybe not, but it's possible.
I mean, I didn't think of that. It's possible, because if they're trying to do scaling root planning on a ton of patients that have 2s and 3s, maybe they are. That's a good point too. But if the patient truly, if they're diagnosing the patient truly needs it, it's up to the doc and the team there to make the insurance company realize that this treatment has to be done. So we're going to throw it back to that office. They're doing something wrong, and certainly falsifying records is really wrong, really not good.
Do you remember back in the day when we were in dental school? We weren't there together. You're 4 years ahead of me school-wise. But
watch it. Don't tell anybody that.
When we took the Northeast Regional Boards, you had to have like a perfect Class 2 lesion because you wanted to do a gold inlay or gold foil. And I think we had to do an amalgam on a Class 2 as well. Back in the day, we had to do amalgams. And it was tough to find a perfect one. And some people would actually take a graphite pencil and like draw a little carious area in the interproximal and then duplicate the x-ray. And I'm thinking, geez, this is just, it's complete fraud. It's unbelievable. Those are probably the same people that are doing this.
I would say the things that you had to get done to get your license.
I want to make another comment too. Back when I had my practice, I remember early on, I had a patient pay for a fairly large case. It was large to me in those days, probably would seem like nothing now, in cash. And they handed my office manager, Carol, cash and said, oh, I bet Dr. Matto is going to like this. And then she came to me at the end of the day and, totally innocently said, Mr. So-and-so paid in cash. Do you want to just pocket this? And I said, absolutely not. We have to report it as income just like everything else. And it's one of those things where if your team knows that you're willing to bend the rules, especially rules like that, tax fraud, pocketing cash, if they know you're willing to do that, then where do you draw the line? And where do they draw the line? If you're willing to do that, well, what's wrong with them taking home a couple paper clips, which leads to them taking home some more office supplies, which leads to them, toilet paper, of course. They can wipe you out with toilet paper. And then was that going to lead to, well, we don't really need all this bonding agent. I'm going to sell some on eBay. Little dishonesties can turn into big dishonesties, especially if they think you're dishonest or if they think they have something on you, so to speak. So be careful.
Let's close this little segment up, and I'll give you my opinion, how I live my life. And Rich, I'm pretty sure you live your life the same way. We've known each other for quite some time. But, I just don't do anything in life that is going to come back and haunt me, that I'm going to get a knock on the door from the IRS or anything. It's easy to cheat a little bit here and there on your taxes, but like you just said, like why do it? If you do things right, if you follow the rules, it's just not gonna come back and haunt you. And I think it's a great way to live your life.
I totally agree. And that doesn't mean that we're like total dorks and don't do things that are crazy and fun and outrageous and pushing boundaries. But when it comes to breaking the law, cheating on taxes, committing insurance fraud, you got to be crazy to do stuff like that.
Don't do it.
Yep. Don't you break my heart.
You ready for the call? We've got we're going to do a great call because I've got a great concept.
Before we do the call, I just want to mention something.
Sure.
On the last podcast, I was talking about Fat Merchant and talking about how it's the most incredible way to save on your credit card processing because they don't take an overage percentage. They just charge a low monthly fee, no percentage at all. And I said, there's this special page we have if you want to check out Fat Merchant and start saving money right away. We use it in our office. You should use it in yours. Go to this website. And then guess what? I gave the wrong website.
Oh, no. Ouch.
So I think a bunch of people might have been stranded in like some under construction sign. Do websites still have website under construction signs? Seems to be a little anachronistic.
I think it probably just depends on the website and the host, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Okay, well, this was a very nice host. So here's the correct website. If you want to find out how to save money and get the best credit card processing with Fat Merchant, it's bit.ly/FATTMAD. So Fat Merchant spelled with 2 T's, Matto's spelled with MAD. So we kind of combined little shortened versions, and I somehow screwed it up. So again, it's bit.ly/FATTMAD.
And
That's
guess
it.
what? And well, if you're watching the video version of this on YouTube, if you're watching this in video, right below, we are putting anytime we give a link or something, it's going to be written below. So there's no mistake. Now, of course, last episode, when you gave the wrong one, our video editor guy, of course, took it from the script and he put the wrong one up. So
How dare he?
I know. Can you believe it?
That's almost as bad as committing insurance fraud by exaggerating perio pockets. But how was he to know?
I know, right?
That's no excuse if he didn't know, though, right? So, and there's no www, there's no .com. It's just a cool little shortened thing. bit.ly/FATMAD.
And while we're talking about some really cool things that we are helping you with in your practice, real quickly, our master classes are really doing great. It's a very small group of people that we invite to a location, generally in Baltimore. Occasionally, you have to check the website, which will be below in 1 second. We might travel to another city, but pretty much we like to do them in our hometown, of course, of Baltimore. It's just, let's face it, it's comfortable, it's easy for us, so that's where we're doing. And let's face the fact, but we generally have a great group of docs that come in. We'll only allow between 8 and 12 per master class. And it's a way that on a very intimate basis, we can show you exactly from start to finish how we can help you and your practice through dental coaching. And we've been helping a lot of practices over the last few years really go from like here to here very, very easily. And love what you do so much more. So check out, I'm going to make sure I get this right. And in case I don't, it's going to be right here below.
Who would ever get a website wrong? You've got to be an idiot to do that. Come on.
But there's an easy one. It's simply masterclass.madow.com. And it's written right there if you're watching the video version. But if you're still listening on iTunes, which is very cool, masterclass.madow.com.
Fantastic. Let's do our call of the week. I don't know about you. I think these are always the most fun part of the podcast.
Let's dial up a real good one today, Rich. Okay, cool. I've got a great concept, so hang on 1 second.
Thank you for calling. Para Español, oprimo número 9. For faster service, please listen to the following 3 menu options. If you are a new patient seeking information or to schedule your first appointment, press 1. If you are a returning patient, press 2. For all other inquiries, press 3. To hear these on, please hold while we connect you to a representative. Calls may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. All of our representatives are assisting other callers at this time. Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line and your call will be handled in the order it was received. Implants and dentures to full service. Good morning. How could I make you smile today?
Hi, how are you? I have a question for you. I'm kind of new in town, and I know probably need some work. And a neighbor of mine told me, I hope I got the right place, that you got some kind of a cleaning sweepstakes contest going or something like that.
I don't think so. I haven't heard about that. Was it our office?
I'm pretty sure, maybe I might be mistaken. I could be my fault. I'm not sure. You don't have any kind of like contest going for cleanings?
No, we do not. I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess I got to find out who's doing that contest. I know I need a lot of stuff going. Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good one, okay?
Same to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, what kind
Oh
of
my
contest?
God.
She was a little surprised. You caught her by surprise there.
You didn't hear about the cleaning sweepstakes, sweeping the nation? You didn't hear about that?
Sweeping the. Well, okay, let's back up for a second.
Back up. Yes, I know.
I
I know
think
what
you're
you're
going to
going to say.
agree. I cannot stand the automated menu stuff. It just screams corporate dentistry. We don't care. You're just a number.
That was ridiculous. I mean, how large of an, it's probably, okay, if you're a new patient, press 1. If you're something, press 2. If you have a billing inquiry, I mean, how large of an, it's going to the same person.
If you're an old patient, press 2. If you're a middle-aged patient, yeah, I agree. It's going. It just
that was ridiculous.
Really bad. If you're so short-staffed that you need to have some kind of menu for people to call.
So we both agree that part was totally ridiculous. And I mean, I think most people are just going to hang up on that thing. Most new patients.
I agree.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, I have something positive to say.
You do?
I like the way she answered the phone and gave her name and said, "How can I make you smile today?" Or something like that.
Oh, I love that. I thought I thought she was going to be totally great, because when she said that, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. So much, again, it's a differentiator, just like we teach practices to say, how can I help you? How can I make you smile today? It's great. She might get some weird answers, but still good.
I didn't even think of that. But, okay, look, I mean, I don't know what else I could have done. I told her I'm new in town. I think I need a lot of work. It's been a while since I've had a cleaning. And of course, this bogus thing about some kind of sweepstakes contest for clean. But oh my God, I mean, she didn't take the bait. She just said, well, I don't think we're doing that. Goodbye. I mean, she could have said, well, let me tell you something. We're not having an actual contest going on, but certainly come on into our office and hear the reasons why we would take great care of you. Done. Ding. That's it.
Yeah, well, I'll say it was kind of a funny / crazy thing to say, which was great. And it really caught her by surprise. And you could say, well, she was so caught by surprise, she was a little bit off her game. But as the call went on after the contest sweepstake thing was already settled, that's not them, she made no effort to get to know you, ask you any questions, say, welcome to the neighborhood. Well, we're not doing a contest, but we think you'll love Dr. Kovitsky, whatever it is, something, rather than know you called the wrong office. Bye.
And I know this was meant to take her by surprise, because she probably never got a call like that before saying, are you having a cleaning sweepstakes? But so my point is, though, that all day long, people that answer the phone at the dental office, they might be taken by surprise. It might not be that question, but it might be something else. They've got to be quick at thinking on their feet. And she was not quick. And she lost a possible patient because of that.
Yeah, agree. It's kind of like our old lesson. Anybody that calls your office as a potential new patient, they might say 100 different things, but it's the same thing they're saying, and that is, out of all the dental practices in your town or your city, I picked your office, I called you, I'm trying to become a patient of your practice. Please let me do it.
You forgot to say one thing.
I want you to be my dentist.
Exactly. That's basically what they're saying.
Yep.
What can I do to help? What can I do to help you? I want you to be my dentist.
Every darn one of them.
Right.
So why not get that person? Okay, so they thought there was some fakakta cleaning contest. Let's get them on the appointment book and show them that our practice is the best.
So since we normally grade these at the end of every call, I'm gonna have to give F, because she had all the ammunition right there. I'm new in town. I need a lot of work. At least I think I need a lot of work. No effort was made whatsoever. I give her an F. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say it wasn't her fault that they had that crazy voicemail, pick the number menu. I love the way she answered. She was at least somewhat friendly. She completely dropped the ball where it counted, which is she did not even attempt to get to know you or get you in the appointment book. But just because I'm feeling a little warm-hearted today, I'm going to give her a D- because I think she's trainable.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, there you have it, our very, very first video episode of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. It happens to be episode 6, season 2. But for those of you listening on audio only, we still love you just as much, if not more. So wherever you're listening, go ahead and give us a 5-star. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, make some comments. And we're going to be back with another episode really soon. What do you say, Dave? Where are you? Can you adjust that? I think
what am I adjusting?
The little fader on channel 16, I think, should be at 15,000 megahertz.
Hold on, let me. Move that up.
You got it.
Is
Perfect.
that better? Does that sound better? A little better?
Much better. Perfect.
Hey, guys, until next time, I'm Dr. Dave.
Dr. Rich. We're the Maddow Brothers.
And the
Also
Dental
known as
Fixers.
Let's try that again. Hold on. I want to get that perfect.
Let's do it again.
We're the Maddow Brothers, also known as
The Dental Practice Fixers. We fix your practice. See you next time.